Everyone, Jack Delehey here, founder of collegeconsulting.us. We have one mission, collegeconsulting.us. That is to help the country's highest performing students reach their full collegiate potential so they don't end up senior spring looking back and saying, I had the grades, I had the test scores, I was a high achieving student. Why didn't I get in anywhere? The game has changed in the last decade, the last 2 decades, and it's critical that the highest achieving students in the country know the rules of the game so they can gain dream college admission. Speaking of dream college admission, it's springtime. What that means is the country's highest achieving students are starting to think about their summer, whether they're in 8th grade going to 9th grade, 9th grade going to 10th grade, 10th grade going to 11th grade, or yes, 11th going to 12th. We get an influx of inquiries this time of year saying, what should we do with our summer? What should we do with our summer? And so in today's video, I'm actually going to talk about why, if you are a high achieving student or a parent of a high achieving student, you should highly consider a self-created summer. Now, this video will go hand in hand. We will link to it in the description. This video will go hand in hand with the video that I already created, which is actually to date, I think, my 3rd most watched YouTube video of all time, called What to Do with Your Summers Grade by Grade. So this is going to be basically a prequel to that video. If you have not watched that video, watch it right after this one, and you're going to see the parallels, because in this one, I'm going to talk about the self-created summer. And in that one, I'm going to talk about which grades in particular, between 8th and 9th, 9th and 10th, 10th or 11th, to actually attempt to implement the self-created summer. So let's talk about the self-created summer. Let's get right into it. There are 3 main reasons one should consider a self-created summer. Now, I also want to be clear. When I say consider a self-created summer, I do mean consider. A self-created summer is not for everyone, but it is for a lot more people than you probably think. So let's get into it. Reason number 1 that a self-created summer can be so incredibly valuable. And then, yes, I will get into the nuances of what that can mean. I'll give examples of a self-created summer. But reason number 1, a self-created summer can be so valuable. It shows high agency. Now, ideally, maybe we'll flash on the screen. We'll take some of the top schools in the country, maybe Harvard, Yale, Princeton. We'll flash up their mission statements on the screen. Their mission statements are what guide their academic profiles that they grant admission at their schools. Now, all these schools that we're going to flash on the screen, their mission statements will have sub 7% acceptance rates. Notice a trend with their mission statements if you see them. What they are looking for is they are looking for the next students who will grow up, graduate from their college, and change the world. There's a reason why Harvard loves saying that we've had X number of presidents. We had Mark Zuckerberg. They love flashing this on the screen, even though Zuckerberg didn't even graduate from Harvard. You know why? Because that's the type of example that they love to show of, look at the type of students who are collaborating at our university inside the grounds of our campus. The parallel, the theme between all this, these mission statements, it has to do with they want high achieving students who have high agency, meaning they want students. They want 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds who are going to join their campus who can say, you know what, I am going to actually think about what I want to accomplish at this university, make a plan of action, and go do it. There is no better way to show high agency and thus align with a university's mission statement than having a self-created summer. Number 2, and again, I will in a second go into what a self-created summer entails. So if you're saying, what does this mean? What does this mean? Hold on. Give me a couple more minutes. Number 2, parents, listen up. It's way cheaper. The self-created summer is way, way cheaper. These days, you're looking at summer programs that are kind of pay to play, if you will. And don't get me wrong, there are many summer programs out there that you can pay that are extremely valuable, will help a student grow, and yes, can look good for college admissions. But these days, I mean, we've had parents who are reaching out and they're like, should I join this summer program? And we're looking, I mean, summer programs these days can be $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 depending on the program. A self-created summer could be $0. So simply put, it's cheaper. And then number 3, it's different. A self-created summer is simply different. We'll put a link in the description. I believe to date it's my second most watched YouTube video of all time. But we preach in our program that it's about telling your story to admissions. And we have a phrase, we use it often with our coaches and our students. Different is greater than difficult. Different is greater than difficult. Simply put, when you create your own summer plan, stick to that plan, execute on that plan, and then have a super cool, unique deliverable, it is by nature yours. You are the only one who came up with that exact self-created summer that you did and executed on it. By nature, that is as different as possible because you are the only one who's done it. When you join a pay-to-play program, you are joining that program with dozens, potentially hundreds of other students, and they're running that program back year over year, or potentially even week over week. Think about the hundreds, if not thousands of students that are doing that same program. Again, to be clear, it could be valuable. This could impress college admissions, but on the different scale, a self-created summer is certainly much more different. So now, let's get into examples of a self-created summer versus a not self-created summer. So as it's springtime rolling around and you're watching this video, if you're a parent, you can go back to your child and you can say, hey, maybe, just maybe, we should try this. So non-self-created summers, because I think the contrast is important to see, because again, to be clear, we have students that join our program. We preach different is greater than difficult. And with personalized coaching, we come to the conclusion, you know what? Given your goals, given your XYZ goals, actually a non-self-created summer is the play. So I want to be clear, this is not a blanket statement. A self-created summer isn't for everyone. But I do think, seriously, it's for a lot more students than you think. So let's talk about a non-self-created summer. These are things like get a job, right? Everything from working at an ice cream shop to working as a camp counselor. This obviously is more impressive than sitting on your couch and playing video games. But again, to be clear, it's not different. Other examples of self-created summers. My goodness, something happens post-COVID. The amount of times we get reached out by parents saying, are you going to help with internships? Are you going to help with research opportunities? Our answer is the same every time. We will help your child get into their dream college. If internships are the path through which we think they can get into their dream college, then yes, we will help with that. But we want to help your child get into their dream college. So no, we are not going to sit here as a blanket statement and say we'll help get them an internship if actually, after working with this student for oftentimes years, we determine that's not the best path to get into their dream college. At which point, obviously, some parents understand, other parents are confused, but we work a little differently at collegeconsulting.us. Our number one goal, our Polaris star, if you will, is helping students get into their dream college. It is not helping them get internships. If internships help them get into their dream college, then it will be. But oftentimes, internships, research opportunities can be great, but I hope you can understand this is not different. This is not a self-created summer. In fact, it's the opposite. A lot of students these days are getting internships, are getting research opportunities. And can it be impressive? Absolutely. Can it help tell the proper story? If a student's interested in medicine and they get a research opportunity in the exact field they want to go into, absolutely. But again, I'm just painting this picture so you can now see the flip side. So you get a typical non-self-created summer, right? It's, I joined this, I either paid for it, or if it's a job, I had an interview for it, but it's a common path. I joined, I was accepted, now I do this for a summer. Can that help? Absolutely. Now let's talk about a self-created summer. There is one critical factor to a self-created summer that most students actually struggle with. Our students don't, because our students are ultra high performing, and given our curriculum, our framework, our structure, they follow through. But it is that word. It is follow through. A self-created summer that is not followed through on is meaningless. So if you've got a student right now, I need you to seriously think, if there was an 8-week plan that they put together week by week on how to accomplish their goals in a self-created summer, would they, over the course of 8 weeks, actually do it? If the answer is no, self-created summer is not for them. It's not going to be effective. In fact, they should definitely go with the non-self-created summer option. But if you say, yeah, my student's such a high achiever, my student has a high agency, My child, if there was an 8-week plan, would actually do it week in and week out, then a self-created summer could be for them. Examples of a self-created summer, I'll just give a handful. We had Massimo right now. Massimo, if you're watching this, congrats on being halfway done with Cornell. Massimo worked with us, was considering many options for his summers. Said, you know what? I'm going to make a plan to basically, I want to be an engineer and I really enjoy dirt bikes. I'm going to create a plan over the course of summer to tweak multiple dirt bikes, build multiple dirt bikes in my garage, and actually keep track of very particular engineering-based stats with each dirt bike. I'm going to have fun doing it. I'm going to run diagnostics. And at the end, I'm going to be able to present, here's how many dirt bikes I built. Here's the torque on them. Here's the leverage, yada, 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 right? I could go on and on. That's a self-created summer. But here's the thing. He followed through. He built multiple dirt bikes. He kept track of his endeavors. And here's the thing. Was it as time intensive as getting a full-on internship? No. Was it more fun? Yep. Was it different? Yep. Did he have below average grades and test scores for his dream school of Cornell, Ivy League school? Yep. Did he get into Cornell? Yep. We had Emily. Emily's dream school was Notre Dame. You can look on the screen. I don't know. I always love these guessing games when I'm just walking. Notre Dame, 14% acceptance rate, maybe 15. Flash on the screen. See how close I was. Dream school of Notre Dame. Joined our program. Was considering, should I do internships? Should I join this program? Should my parents pay $5,000 for this? After assessing exactly her dream goals, we said, hey, if you're willing to put in the work, self-created summer. She was really into tinkering on projects in her garage. She ended up building a seatbelt to help her grandparents get in and out of the car better, then submitted a provisional patent for that seatbelt design. We can flash on the screen. Not only did Notre Dame accept her, they wrote her a handwritten note saying how impressive her self-created summer and yes, her provisional patent was. Now, are self-created summers for everyone? Absolutely not. Can self-created summers drastically help the country's top performing students actually stand out when they're applying to single-digit acceptance rate schools? Yes. So, now that I've gone through self-created summers, they are not for everyone. But I think the vast majority of the country's highest performing students, which are the students we work with, would benefit from absolutely considering a self-created summer or having a brainstorming session with a coach about what a self-created summer can entail, because it shows high agency, it costs their parents much less, and it's different. So if you're a parent and you're watching this, I hope these 13-ish minutes helped you. Feel free to jump on over to my next video, which is what to do with your summers grade by grade. And hopefully this starts a trampoline effect where you can say, okay, now that I got the self-created summer, when I go to that video and my kid's between 9th and 10th grade, that will make sense and I can see how possibly we could fit in the self-created summer. Hope you all are doing great. Happy springtime to you. Hope the upcoming summer goes well. If you've watched this video and you enjoyed it, do me a favor, like, subscribe, add your comments. I'll read every single one. If you have a high-performing high schooler who's 8th, 9th, 10th, or 11th grade, not 12th, we don't work with 12th graders, 8th, 9th, 10th, or 11th, we have a 4-year all-inclusive college confidence program designed to help the country's highest-performing high schoolers over 4 entire years of personalized coaching reach their full potential. It is not for everyone, but it is for those type of students who want to achieve their very best. If you're interested and want to learn more, you can click the button below, apply for a 100% free college planning strategy session with you, your child, and anyone else in the family. If not, and you say, I'm not really ready for that, no worries. You can click around, join our free college confidence community, or just stay tuned for more of these videos. Cheers.